last night, my New York Giants, 20-15, they lose to the Dallas Cowboys. I'm stunned. Enough people that I talked to yesterday that were projecting this game, including you, and all I could point out is that the Giants have no desire or effort to play good against the Cowboys in these primetime games. For the love of God, please stop scheduling the Giants and the Cowboys for primetime games. This game has never been good. When was the last time that we can think of, maybe when Eli Manning and Tony Romo were there, but in the past 5-6 years, in the era of Daniel Dipshit Jones, that we have watched this matchup be terrible. Both teams play bad because the Cowboys play down to them, and then they eke out either a very close win or they blow them out. It's a terrible game. But the one thing, and I think the question we ask ourselves, Sean, here, after a game like this isn't one of those ones where it's clear cut, oh, here's what we learned about these two teams. This team is taking a step forward. Is this game more telling of how Dallas could be regaining their footing, or is it more telling of how the Giants are dealing with issues? I'm seeing too many headlines today talking about how the Cowboys got their feet back underneath them and everything's starting to look like it's figured out. That is nutso to me. I think that this is the clearest indication of, again, not surprisingly, the Giants' issues that were very clearly magnetized. And there's one specific thing I'm going to get to in a second after you share your thoughts on this game. But what stands out to you the most? Is it Giants or is it Cowboys?
Yeah, it's actually the inverse of what I was seeing. The Giants outpassed the Cowboys 277 yards to 213. The Cowboys are not a good team. Like all this preseason hype, beginning season hype, that Browns game where they shut them down. No. This team is fraudulent. This team is weak. This team is undisciplined and poorly coached. They had 11 penalties. I thought on ESPN I saw 13 earlier this morning. It's possible it's 13. They are awful. 3 for 10 on third down. The Giants are bad. Or the Giants are bad, right? We all see how bad they are. But last night you saw that Daniel Jones, as crazy as it is to say, seeing that Dak is still 7-0 against the Cowboys, crazy. Daniel Jones stepped up to the occasion a little bit.
Oh, no.
Which is,
no,
you gotta believe me.
No,
I haven't seen him throw the rock like that in 2 years. 2
No,
years I haven't seen him throw the rock like that. Why are you yelling?
Okay, this is the problem, man. Like, he has one good stat line, and then suddenly...
I wouldn't even say stat line. He's actually throwing the ball.
He was fine. I'm not giving him any grace. He has done too much damage to give him the... Well, maybe he's trending in the right direction. He has been starting for too long, Sean. He's been starting for too long.
Taking the bait.
Yes, absolutely. I saw people. Well, one of the things that was really funny that I saw today, I always love the screenshot of that one tweet where it's I'm gonna glance the box score and start arguing with everybody about tonight's game, and the caption for it is everyone who's supporting Daniel Jones. Look. Yes, did he make better throws than we have been used to seeing so far this season? Is he still not the guy? Yes to both of those things.
I would agree. I'd say so, but this is a telling game for the Cowboys, seeing that dunderhead move the ball down the field and throw to Malik Nabers, who is maybe the best wide receiver I've ever seen in my life.
What's the key part here. For no glazing Daniel Jones. No, Daniel Jones gets zero love. The only takeaway on the Giants offense has to be Malik Nabers is a future star. The trajectory that he is on after this start to the season, 12 receptions for 115 yards, no touchdowns, the long of 39, completely cooked, broke the ankles of Andrew Booth Jr., I believe was the corner on that one play early on in the game. That's what this is. Daniel Jones, who stunk with no receivers, is a hair better now that he realized, oh, hey, I can throw to Malik Nabers most of the time, and he's going to catch it because he's got great body control, and he's going to make people miss after the catch. That's all this is. There should be no Giants fans sitting here saying that, Daniel Jones is looking better. No, for the love of God, stop falling for the bait. It's all bait. Look past what's directly in front of your freaking face for 1 second. Pay attention to the more important part of this. You have a talented future all-pro receiver potentially that needs a better quarterback. That's the only way to look at this. I'm not saying that Daniel Jones was his typical asshat terrible that we're used to seeing, but he wasn't great.
He still lost. I'll give.
And he also threw a pick.
Yeah, it's rough. What Daniel Jones is doing with Malik Nabers, it makes me angrier and angrier with Trevor Lawrence not doing the exact same thing with Brian Thomas Jr. Why are you not just feeding this guy the ball? They're open. They get open. Malik Nabers, even when he's covered, he's open. It's a crazy skill
Brian
trait.
Thomas Jr. Isn't as much that. He is.
I'm just saying, if you're a bad quarterback, right?
Yeah.
You're a dumpster, and you're having a terrible year. Trevor Lawrence is. Throw to the good receiver. Throw to the LSU guy. I'm not doing the LSU glazing bit. You do that plenty enough on your other show.
Okay.
But these LSU receivers, it's wide receiver university. It's better than Ohio State, better than anywhere else. They're leagues ahead of any other university as wide receiver U. Throw to the LSU guys. It makes they're better coming out of college. They're the best athletes. They have the best hands. They're the most dynamic and athletic. They can get up. Do that, Trevor Lawrence. You have a guy from LSU. Throw him the ball. Daniel Jones is finally, for the first time in years, hasn't looked like a total suspect victim on the field because he's thrown to Malik Nabers. It's a good draft pick. I'm actually shocked you guys knocked this one out of the park.
Well, I mean, again, this all comes back to the investment that you place in drafting receivers early and drafting talented receivers, something that they had avoided for a very long time. Like Kadarius Toney wasn't going to fix all your issues. For the love of God, that was still such a painful pick to remember. But this is what happens when you invest in fixing your problems instead of punting it down the road or trying to stopgap it with free agents, which is what they did with the offensive line. You know, the offensive line still isn't fixed. It is nauseating to take a look at how bad this rushing attack was. Like it is bonkers that Devin Singletary was 14 for 24, was the lead back.
Yeah.
Tyrone Tracy, who you tried to get going, had a long of 1 yard. His longest rush was 1 yard on 4 carries. They aren't getting any push in the interior. And you know what the craziest part about all this is? What did we spend the last 3 weeks talking about with the Dallas Cowboys? They couldn't stop the run.
That's right.
They were getting pushed all over. And Micah Parsons, I know, was at the end of the game, went down with the injury and was kind of in and out of the lineup for this game, going off for various reasons. You could not run the ball on what has been an ass defense. They haven't stopped anybody from running the football. And you got your asses kicked up front.
You know what? If I was a Giants fan, what would have made me punch a hole in my wall? I saw Mozzie Smith get a TFL and start celebrating all over the offensive line. And I'm sitting here like, you let Mozzie Smith do that? Did he really just get one on you in the first half? That was gross. But I'd say that the Cowboys stopped the run more last night because Micah was playing more freely. He wasn't he wasn't assignment sound. I saw him victimizing the left tackle with inside moves all night and getting in the backfield. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to keep contained. And a lot of the times, Singletary bounced it outside of contain because the Cowboys defense was just going dogs after the ball. Against a better team with a better offensive line, that doesn't work. But I guess it works against the Giants. Other than that, I think all the Cowboys' problems are still right there in front of you. They can't play a full 4 quarters. They can't keep their penalties down. The time of possession battle got dominated by the Giants. The Giants dominated.
Yeah.
35 minutes to 24. Are you kidding me?
Well, I don't know how you can. I don't think you could paint a better picture for how mediocre this Giants offense is that they won that time of possession battle and they only mustered 15 points out of this.
It's tough. It's a tough one.
I agree with you on the Cowboys. I think that's like the real only takeaway to have from this is I don't think any questions or concerns have really been answered by the way that they played yesterday. They were just better enough than a bottom 5 team in the NFL. That was it.